Hello and welcome to the second tutorial. Now, in order for you to complete these tasks, what you need to do is to go onto Fronter and download the practice file. So this is what the first practice file looks like, and there are 6 tasks in total. And what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to take you through the 6 tasks, one task at a time. So it would be best if you watch the video, but don't watch it all the way through. Just watch it one task at a time, pause it and practice the skills. And the objective for this really is to give you all of the skills and knowledge and understanding you're going to need for when you start to create your own work. Okay, so if you follow all the tasks through from 1 to 6, and on the next video right up to task 10, you should have all the skills that you need to design your product. Okay, so task 1 is to use the drawing tools to make a range of shapes. Okay, and then B is to use the text tool to write your name. Okay, so that's nice and easy. We did that in the practice video, but it's just to refamiliarize ourselves. So just get familiar with how to use the different tools available to us. Create a range of shapes. Okay, and use the text tool to write your name. So click on the text tool, that's the ABC one, it kind of makes sense. And then write your name. Play around with the settings as well. Choose the fonts. Pretty much they'll be the familiar, similar ones to the one you use in Word and PowerPoint. So it shouldn't be any new information there for you. There we go. If you want to change what the text says later on, so you can add your first name and your surname later on, if you click on the Move tool and then click on the text, what you'll notice is that this box appears. It says Property and Start Edit. If you click on Property, the little text entry box comes up again, and you can change what the text says. There we go. And then if you want to, of course, you can change the color of the line. You may not be able to see it on the screen, but there's just a little red outline around my text. Or you can change the fill color of your shape. There we go. Okay, so there's task 1 done. You've just experimented with a range of different shapes and you've written your name. Okay, now on to task 2. Task 2 is to resize the picture of Justin Bieber using the Shift key to keep the proportions so that it fits in the box below. This is a really important skill. Now, what people normally do in 2D design is they will stretch the picture, okay, so that it fits within a certain shape. But what you can see is that it changes the proportions, and it's not really good to have a picture that looks like that. So let's go to Edit, Undo. Whenever you're resizing a picture, click on it first, then hold the Shift key on your keyboard and drag from the corner, okay, and then you'll notice that no matter what I do, the proportions of the picture will always stay the same. So we need to get it as accurate as we can. There we go, so that it fits within the black box. There we go. Task 3 is to copy and paste this shape 9 times and then move the shapes so that they don't overlap. Okay, so the Move tool, click here. Now, one way to copy and paste is to go to Edit, Copy, then Edit and Paste, but that's quite time consuming. So a little shortcut for you is once you've selected the shape, you've got these little image handles which I've mentioned before for resizing, and just below those you'll see 2 little yellow boxes overlapping. That's the copy and paste button, so if you just click on that, there we go. So we're just practicing copy and pasting. So to do that 9 times, you'll end up with 10 shapes. There we go. Underneath it says task number 4 is to delete all of the green squares. So this requires a little bit of extra accuracy as well. You need to go to your delete button. Now you may have this type of delete button on yours, but for this task, because we're deleting whole shapes, if you click and hold and click on the Del Any tool, and then you should just be able to get rid of all the green shapes, just leaving the pink ones there. Okay. Task 5 gives you a skill that is really, really useful. So in 2D design, if you're creating quite a complicated design that's made up of lots of different shapes, and then you need to move it, what you don't want to have to do is move the individual bits and try to put them back in the same place as they were before. So what you can do is you can group the entire shape, so you can move it as one object. So we don't want to move it as individual pieces. So with your your selection tool, select it. If you click just outside your shape and drag to select all the little bits, you can then go to edit and group. Now that makes it an entire group, so you can move the entire thing, so you don't have to move all the individual little bits. Task number 6 is already been grouped, so you can see that the original shape was made up of lots of different circles. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 circles plus a square, and it's been grouped. So sometimes you need to ungroup your object so you can make a change to it, and it's very, very similar to the task above. You need to go to edit and ungroup this time, and now you'll notice that the individual pieces can be moved around and can be adapted as you need them. Okay, and it also says there, delete the pointed part of your pattern, and the point of this really was to show you how to delete part of a shape rather than the entire shape. So go over to your delete any tool, click and hold, and go to the second delete tool, which allows you to delete part of a line. So we want to get rid of the pointy bit. There we go. If you make a mistake, you can just go to edit, undo, but unfortunately you can only do undo once. So if you make lots of mistakes, you can only undo the last thing you did. So just be really, really careful with that. That's fantastic. Make sure you get all 6 of those tasks done, and then I would like you to go through the next tutorial, and that will give you all the skills you need. Well done.